Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking you through my typical editing process in Adobe Lightroom Classic. There are 8 common tools which I use all the time. Some of them I use on every single photo, others I only use on a when needed basis. So if you are ready to find out what they are, let's get started. Alright, so we're now in Adobe Lightroom Classic on my laptop. I've just imported some photos which I took yesterday, and we're now in the library mode up here. Let me know if you want to learn more about how to import your photos into Lightroom. Just drop a comment below if you want to learn how to do that. Now, as we're going through this training, you are going to see me looking over here. I have just got 2 screens up at the moment. So when I am actually doing my editing, I'm going to be looking at my photos up on the screen over here. The first thing I do in Lightroom is to go through the photos and decide which ones are worth editing. I do this using the star rating system, where you can add or take away a star from your photo just by using the square brackets on your keyboard. Press the right square bracket once and it will add 1 star to your photo. So you can see down the bottom here where the stars are, this photo now has a star. If I press the right square bracket again, and we get a 2nd star appear down here. If I want to actually remove one of those stars, I can press the left square bracket and it decreases the rating, so we now only have 1 star. I'm just going to leave this picture on 1 star for now, and I'm going to go through the rest of the photos adding some stars. So I've just added all of the stars to my pictures that I like and I think are worth editing. The next thing I do is I correct the white balance of the photos. So to do this, we need to go into the develop mode. So I'm just going to click on my first photo down here, and we're going to go into the develop mode up here. Now, in the right panel here, you have all your tools to change your photos. So the ones we're going to be working on for this step is the white balance. So this little section here, and we have 2 sliders, the temp and the tint sliders. These are how you can control your white balance. So you can just drag these backwards and forwards to change the color of your photo, making it green or pink, yellow or blue. I'm actually just going to reset that. But the other thing that you do have here is this eyedropper tool. With the eyedropper tool, this is actually the most accurate way to get the colors correct in your photos. So if you've got something white, gray or black in your image, it will automatically correct the colors to make sure that the white objects are white, the gray objects are gray, the black objects are black. And then every other color will also fall into place. So here I have a white background. I'm going to select that eyedropper tool and just click somewhere on the picture that should be white. So making sure I'm not clicking in one of the shadow areas here and actually clicking in an area that should be completely white. So I've just clicked on that and it has changed the colors a little bit. Straightening is something something which I only do if needed. Sometimes you have the camera, or you think you have the camera straight when taking a picture, and then realize that actually it was slightly off. So to straighten an image, click on the crop tool up here, and then we have this little spirit level button here, picture, that is our straighten tool. So I'm just going to click on that, and then you can draw a line across anything in your image which should be straight. So I'm going to draw a line across the top edge of this platform here, and just let that go. And you can see my image was almost straight, but it was just slightly off. You can see it's rotated it slightly. If you look up at the corners of the image, you can see that the crop lines are slightly off. So it has rotated my image slightly. So I'm just going to click done in the bottom corner here to save that. Exposure is again a tool which I do on an as needed basis. I do tend to use it in most of my pictures, but what exactly I do does vary from image to image. Now, when I say adjust exposure, what I mean is all the sliders in the panel here. So this basics panel, basically everything below the white balance. So the tone and the presence settings here. So there's a lot of sliders here, and they all do slightly different things. Generally, I just have a little bit of a play around with these sliders, adding a little bit of one thing, removing a bit of another, until the image starts to look good. Again, let me know in the comments if you want to learn more about changing these exposure sliders. In Adobe Lightroom, and it is amazing. Again, it's something that I use on an as and when needed basis. To use it, click on the masking tool up here, and when you click on this, you get a choice of different masks which you can use. I generally use this top one, the select subject tool. This automatically selects the subject in your picture and allows you to make adjustments to just that part of the image. So you can also invert the selection to make adjustments to the whole, to just part of the background, for example, or the whole background, which is what I'm going to do here. So I actually use this tool to get a perfect white background. If you do want to learn more about how I do that, I have made a video just on that. The link is in the description. Pretty good, I can actually copy the settings over to all the other photos in this folder if I wanted to. To do this, first click on the photo that you have just edited in the thumbnail strip down the bottom here. Then use the Shift key or Control to select the photos that you want to copy the settings to. So I'm just going to choose the first 3 photos here. Then you come over to the bottom right here, we've got a button called Sync. Click on that. This window will pop up asking you to choose which settings you want to be copied. So just tick to turn on the ones that you want to be copying. So that's pretty much how I have it at the moment, are the settings that I'm going to keep here. And I'm just going to say synchronize. And now you'll be able to see that these 3 photos, they have the same settings. Now, I didn't copy the mask settings, so the previous step, what I had done there, I didn't copy that across because these products are at slightly different positions in the picture, and therefore they're going to need different masks to actually make the background white. Spot healing is not something you really want to be doing because it takes time and it can just be a pain in the ass to get it right sometimes. But it is perfect for those photos where a little bit of dust or a mark has made it into the photo without you realizing. So to use the spot healing tool, click on it up here. You can then choose to clone or heal your photo. Cloning copies all the pictures from one part of the image to another, whilst healing uses artificial intelligence to decide which pixels should be copied. Neither of these techniques is better than the other. It's just a matter of testing out on your photo to see which one works best. I'm going to leave it on heal for now, and we will see how that works. So with the spot healing brush selected, click on the mark on your picture. So I'm actually just going to zoom in by pressing my space bar and clicking, and then I can zoom in. I've got a slightly darker mark here on my board that I just want to get rid of. So I'm just going to click over that with my mouse. I can actually change the size of this brush as well, so I can make it bigger or smaller depending on the size of the mark that I'm removing. So I just did that with the wheel on my mouse, or you've also got the brush settings in the panel to your right over here. So if I just click on that, and you will see another circle has appeared just next to the first circle. So this second circle is indicating where it is copying the pixels from. So you can actually move either of these circles around and change where those pixels are being taken from, and that will change how that area inside the original circle actually looks. So I'm just going to hit Control Z and just put that back to where it was, because I actually think that the artificial intelligence did do a good job in this case. It doesn't always, that's why it's great to have that ability to move the tools around. That I do to an image is to reduce the noise and sharpen the image. I always do this last because other editing techniques can soften the image and increase the noise. So there's no point in doing this earlier in the editing stage. In the right panel, scroll down to the Details tab. In here, you have a load of sliders to play with. And this big square up the top here is a zoomed in sample of your image so that you can see the sharpness and amount of noise. You can actually change where that zoomed in sample is being taken from with this little button here. Just click on that and then click on the area that you want to sample. So I'm going to click somewhere about there, so that I get a good mixture of colors that are in the picture and nice sharp lines, so I can see how sharp they are when I start to sharpen. I've finished editing my photo and I can now crop it to size, export it to my computer, ready to upload to my socials or my website. I hope that you have found this useful. If you want any more information on any of these steps, please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to get more videos like this about product photography. And have a great day. I will see you again next week. Bye bye.